The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Shaun,
Yes.
you're just complaining.
About a $10 missed discount.
I'm furious.
So Megan got rid of one of your discount cards.
No, you know
your
how everyone
loyalty
has
cards,
discount. Yes,
loyalty
because you
cards.
brought up the fact that Brian has. He's a member to everything.
On my day,
and we've
yes.
all been a part
if
of
they've
it.
got a loyalty program, he'll sign up to it.
Kathmandu, Anaconda, Spotlight. He doesn't charge.
Yeah.
He's a member of every organisation in business.
One of my favourite ones is to be a member of this Japanese place up the road. It's called Silver Sushi.
Yes.
Nat, and you know where it is.
I do.
Anyway, I go there and it was kind of like a treat, a Friday treat. I'd have a chicken udon. That was my go.
Oh.
And anyway, and then there was a few Sundays that I'd use this loyalty card and I'd just zing up the points left, right and centre. And after you go there, probably for my family, probably three goes, I'll get $10 off.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the missus went through my wallet the other day and she just said, you got to get with the future, mate. This is an old man's wallet, and put a couple of my cards on my phone.
Yes.
And then she ditches the ones that she doesn't know
Including
or
the
doesn't like.
sushi loyalty card.
Yeah, so I went in there the other week and I went to pay and they said, you got your card, Shaun? And I was like, I couldn't find it, so I go home and I'm going off my head, obviously.
Because it's a $10 discount.
Yeah, but
Keep
at
going.
that stage now, this twice I've been now, and I would have got $10, and then I would have got more points, and I'll be close to the next $10 in the next 2 weeks.
Shaun, you just spent a little while ago, banging on about how you wouldn't cry for $1 million if you won it, but yet
seemed
you're
pretty
crying over a
mad.
$10 discount.
Pretty mad about a $10 discount.
At a sushi shop.
I don't think they're
I
linked.
think your priorities might be wrong.
Do you reckon? But it's the same thing goes for if I don't get 4 cents off at the Caltex. I'm furious.
What are you talking about?
But he won't cry if you won $1 million.
No. Well, that's
I'll be
not,
relieved.
That's not an emotional thing.
No, it's not.
He'd still, if he won $1 million, he'd still want a $10 discount at the sushi shop.
But take 4 cents a litre away from him. Oh! Shaun is still reeling over the fact that Megan threw away this bloody loyalty card for the Japanese sushi place.
Yeah,
Sushi
absolutely. It
place.
cost me $10 and I would have already built up some more points. But, you don't... When you're even living at home... Because I was going to throw you guys... when you're in a relationship, but you couldn't identify with that. But,
Let's go now.
I have been in a relationship. I've got a memory.
when your partner throws stuff out...
I've read about them extensively and seen them on many different series.
It's infuriating.
Well, look, granted, Natalie and I in our lonely lives know that when we put something down at our house and we walk away, it's going to be there when we
It's
get
gonna
back.
be
And if
there.
it's not, then that means a murderer's in the house. But things like that would infuriate me.
Yeah.
That's where I probably don't think I'd be built for a relationship. I was telling you guys the other day, a couple of my friends, I won't name them, but he had been asked by his wife to go down to the charity bin, right? She goes, I'll put a thing of clothes, a bag of clothes in the car, take them down to the charity bin. He goes, no worries. So he does that. And then the next morning she's given him a call and she's angry and said, why didn't you take those clothes to the charity bin? They said, I did. And she goes, no, you didn't. He goes, yeah, I did. I went and got them out of the boot and I took them to the thing. She goes, oh my God, what clothes did you get out of the boot? And then she ran to the car and she looked in there. Now, these people have very expensive taste.
Yep.
And the bag that he threw out was the wrong one. And the bag that he threw out was designer clothing for their children worth about $3,500. She went ballistic at him and demanded that he go back to the charity shop and get it back.
No, you can't do that.
How do you do that?
You can't
And
do
I
that.
said, you cannot. You cannot. He goes, I'm not going in. He goes, it's in the bin. I said, that's even worse. You fishing
can't
clothes
go
out of the bin. Anyway, I said, you cannot do it. You cannot do it. Anyway, I rang him later on that day. I said, did you do it? And he goes, no, I didn't do it. I said, he goes, don't worry, she did. She went back.
No, you can't do that. And if you're foolish enough to spend $3,500 on designer clothes for your children, you can probably afford to replace them.
Oh, that's not foolish. They can just afford it. You know, like
Yeah, that's
Shaun.
what I'm saying. You can afford it.
Yeah.
So
Like me.
don't take them back from the
Like
charity
me,
shop.
trying to get me $10 off the Japanese place.
$10.
Why don't we talk about the things that you'll never get over your partner getting rid of?
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, and it can be something small as a $10
Yes.
loyalty card, but like they didn't
super
check
important.
with you and they got rid of it and now you don't have it
And
you're
you've
furious.
suffered as a result.
Oh, we're going to give
Having
somebody
to pay full price for your sushi.
we're going to give somebody a family pass to the Sea Monsters exhibition. It looks amazing. Plus, us, we'll give them $100 cash to spend while they're there. The Sea Monsters exhibition is now showing at the WA Maritime Museum until July 16.
Nice. Did your partner throw out something that you're still mad about? We're talking about when one partner throws out something and the other partner is furious about it. Doesn't matter what the value of that is. Sean lost a loyalty card to a sushi shop where he would have got a $10 discount.
$10.
And he's furious.
I need that money.
Yeah. Remember the loyalty card that I had to the Nippon over the road, the sushi shop? Remember, I would have had enough. I could have bought sushi for the whole of Subiaco for 3 years by how much loyalty I'd built up.
Yeah, but you never cash anything in.
I didn't cash it in, and then I lost it.
Yeah.
I lost
There's a
I
parable
could have
for life,
retired
Nathan.
on tuna sushi.
Let's go to Chelsea and Averley. Morning, Chels.
Hello.
Hi,
Hey,
Chels.
Chels. What got thrown out?
Anything and everything that's not useful to my partner, no matter how valuable. If it doesn't, for example, the mail, I have to race home every day, and that's the first thing that I get. Otherwise, it's in the bin.
I saw
He
he
just
just
gets the mail
chucks
and-
out
and
all the
ditches it.
mail.
If it's not addressed to him, he'll bin it or put it somewhere where I'll never see it again.
But, like, what if it's, like, really important stuff?
No, it's not for him, so he
He
doesn't
just
care.
assumes I get it on my phone.
I've never heard of anyone having to rush home before their partner because their
know.
partner's going to throw the mail away.
Chels, so you're going to have to get a private post office box or something to get
I have
around
thought
this.
of it.
Wow.
Funny.
That's full on.
Oh, Charles. All right. Well, I've never heard that one before,
No, me
Charles.
either.
Let's go to Shannon in Wandy. Hey, Shannon.
Morning, guys.
Hey, Shannon.
All right.
Shannon.
Yeah, someone's been... your partner's thrown away something. You'll never let it go. What is it?
Yeah, so I don't re-wear outfits. It's a bit of a thing. So I've collected over the last 12 years, like, stories.
Sorry, Shannon, we've got to stop you.
First
What do
of
you
all,
mean?
that is
I
ridiculous.
don't rewear outfits. It's just the
So
thing.
to weddings, parties, and, like, special events. So
Okay,
I'll
so
buy
you-
a dress
yeah,
for
yeah.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, and especially if it's been on the socials, I'm guessing, because people will go, oh,
Yeah,
what is
exactly,
she,
yeah.
poor?
I'm not a repeater.
Okay.
So he had, like, 5 storage containers of dresses and shoes and jackets that I'd been collecting over 12 years. And he threw them out on our Vergeside collection.
Oh, the Vergeside...
So, what were you, if you're never going to wear them again, what were you going to sell them at some point? Why did you have 12 years worth?
Yeah, he asked the same question. I don't really have an answer.
Are you like Kim Kardashian? Because she's got a warehouse, right, where she's got everything that she's ever worn, and then it's all categorised. So she goes, oh, I wore this here. So there's memories attached to it. Is that where you
She
were
lives in
coming from?
Wandy, mate. She's not Kim Kardashian.
No, but she can still have memories attached to the outfits. Is it that, or is it just you've got a bit of a hoarder gene?
A bit of both, bit of column A, bit of column B. Mostly a hoarder. I mean, I have mail from, like, when I was 16, so I like to keep...
Oh, you should give it to Chelsea's husband. He'll throw it out.
It's a service he provides.
Shannon, that's pretty big.
Shannon, lesson learned, maybe?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Lesson learned?
No, absolutely. I'll keep holding things. I'll just label a little bit clearer.
What about
maybe.
mix and matching some of those bits and pieces? You can't, or they
She's
just...
worn it,
dresses?
Sean. She can't.
No, it's just it's a thing. I re-wore one dress once, and someone was like, "Oh, I've seen you in that," and I was like, "No."
Oh,
what
my
about
God.
what about hiring, Shannon, instead of
Oh, that's a great
Fine.
idea.
That's what my sister said, but I'm a bit possessive. I want to keep it.
She wants
for
to keep
what?
it.
But
No.
you're never going to wear
Put
it
it in
again.
a room and never touch it again.
I'm saying it makes sense. It's not a logical thing to do.
Shannon, just want to let you know we've had 5 psychiatrists ring up and they want to have a chat with you.
Thanks, Shannon. Amy's in Beachborough. Hello.
Hello.
All right, Ames. Who threw out what?
Well, he wasn't my partner at the time,
Yes.
but him and my mum ganged up on me and they threw out my kitchen sieve.
Your
It was like my
kitchen-
favourite. I'd had it like
Sieve.
that you like drain your pasta and stuff
Yeah,
with.
Yeah, the colander.
Like a colander, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, wait there. They teamed up. They had to collude together
people.
to get rid of your colander.
Yes.
Why?
And I was not happy about it because it was like a little bit out of place and it was a little bit like bent, but I still was absolutely in love with it. And yes, they ganged up on me and threw it out. And he's my partner now, and him and my mum and me still laugh about it now.
And you've never quite let it go, I imagine.
I've never known anyone to be attached to a colander, have you?
What?
No.
I'm attached to a pair of tongs I've got. Just because I use them to get my, I use these tongs to get the tray that I put my toast on under the grill. So
Instead of using the toaster,
they're my toast tongs. And if they're not, they weren't in the drawer the other week, and I was like, oh my God, and I put it in the wrong drawer, and I had a little bit of a panic of where my toast tongs were.
So without the toast tongs, how do you fetch your toast?
Oh, I didn't.
It's still there?
You're not using your toaster.
What?
I forgot you're not using your toaster.
Yeah,
I know we speak about it.
Jesus. It's in the box. How can I get it? Sorry.
Yeah, you can go and hang out with Shannon at her warehouse full of clothes.
We have a family pass to check out Sea Monsters exhibition, $100 cash. Chelsea, her husband just throws out the mail. She races home
she
for
has
the
to get
mail.
home first, or he throws her mail out because it's not addressed to him.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun in podcast form.
This Saturday night at the Astor Theatre.
Yeah.
Rhys.
More Rhys.
So good they named it 3 times. Rhys Nicholson is headed our way. He joins us now from a very nice-looking office arrangement, Rhys. What's going on there?
Oh, thank you. This is my home that I live in.
Yeah.
You live in a home, you say.
I live in I'm very lucky.
Yep.
Things have gone pretty well for me. I live in a home.
I really love your dog lamp.
Oh, thank you. I don't know where I got that.
Oh, and your heart vase, like a real heart.
Oh, it's a real heart.
Yeah.
I got a lot of kind of, I'll be honest, I got a lot of basic bitch stuff up on the wall.
You like
The books are just there to make me look smart. I mean, a lot of these books, like you guys would have this as well. You just get sent.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Like I do read. I am a reader, and I own a lot of like art books and stuff like that. And but like, let's be honest, I'm listening to a lot of audio books.
It's just easier.
And every time you get like the autobiography or an influencer sent from your publisher, you're like, yeah, I'll get right to that. Sure.
Yes, put it on the pile.
Rhys, whenever anyone's trying to sell a house in this current market, when you get to the kitchen, they have a Donna Hay book there.
Yeah.
Strategically placed. Do you have a Donna Hay book at home?
I don't. I do have a couple, Donna Hay. I cook quite a bit, and so I have a different shelf that you can't see that is, like I had all my cookbooks. Is this good radio?
Yeah,
just me pointing out things in my house.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah.
I ran out of space for I kind of collect cookbooks. I think cookbooks are really fun. Like, even ones that I don't necessarily use all the time, but I think they were really fun, like, mechanism for a book, and they're really nice to just kind of breeze through and dream about the things that you might make and never do.
Yeah, you never do. That's the thing. You look at all these great pictures and they say how quick they are. This is a 10-minute meal. This is a one-pan dinner.
No, you buy Ottolenghi books. They're so beautiful. So beautiful, and yet the ingredients are almost impossible to source. So you
got it. And like, do you make a simple green salad and put your house up on the market just to get the ingredients for it?
So they need real rockets.
It's the only time I've ever seen a herb salad measuring out herbs in grams. It's like people usually go to court for measuring grams of herbs.
Yes.
Hey, Rhys, I watched The Imperfects, and you were really good in it. Like,
thank you. You were one of about 8 people that ever watched that television.
I know. I've asked other people if anyone watched it, and they haven't. So it's sort of like a sci-fi series on Netflix. And Rhys is one of the main characters. He plays like an evil Dr. Sarkov. But like, I just love how they looked at the entirety of you and went, okay, I want
all of that.
I want all
no
of that
acting.
to be the doctor. And it was like that. It was just like you, but you're an asshole.
Yeah. No, that's just me. I mean, look, I think we filmed that during pandemic times, and we filmed it in Canada, and I think part of that is like, I got there, and maybe I think they realised I can't act, and that got in the way. So they were like, well, we've flown them here. I guess we just have to get what we get now. I did, because that role was, it's like, I'm kind of the villain in the show, or am I?
But no, you're sort of not. Yeah.
And it was originally going to be like a straight man in his 50s, and he was going to be a romantic lead in the show with like one of the other characters. And then they couldn't find the right person for it. They were casting for ages. And then the Dennis Heaton, the guy that created the show, saw my Netflix special and went, let's just go that way. I think that's a funnier way to go. And so I got the job, and they flew me over and I filmed it. And I really loved it. It was the most fun I've ever had doing a job, I reckon.
I really liked it. I thought it was great. And I was really impressed that they like I said, wrote a role seemingly just for you, and you were just being Rhys Nicholson, and anyone that would have known you would have gone, God, he's so good at acting. This is an amazing character creation.
That lisp is so realistic. The way that they seem really uncomfortable holding that gun, and don't seem to know any of the words that they're saying. Like, because I was a scientist in the show, I had to say. Like, I had to kind of phonetically learn a lot of my lines because there'd be words like, because of you, I proved that acute genetic decay syndrome was caused by, like, it was just blah, blah. And then I'd shoot a child. So, my character had levels.
Is there going to be a season 2 or not?
No, we've been told no, which is sad. I was so sad. It was so close. We almost did. I've been told. But tell you what, though, I mean, I'm lucky because I'm a comedian, because I get to go on tours, and I've got it was a really fun thing for me to do, but it's not my main thing. It made me realize Jesus Christ, actors have a hard life.
Yeah.
Doing
even everything over and over though, Rhys.
Yes.
You get up and stand up, and you say stuff like we do, and it's gone. One touch is gone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do my shows over and over. This is I'm calling this the Death Throes tour of this show. Yeah. I've done this show about over 100 times now. It'll be different.
So it's perfect now. Is that what you're saying?
It's pretty well. It is, because I won a bunch of awards with it last year, and I figured if ever I can squeeze some cash out of a tour, it's this one. And so we're kind of just bringing it around again. But I do, the actors, they do have to do things over and over and over and over and over again. And sometimes it's just little movements you get wrong, or then the camera guy moves the wrong way or something. It did drive me crazy because I'm used to, it's the same as you guys. I go to work at night, you guys go to work very late at night, as in early morning. But you're kind of in charge of what's going to happen. Yeah. Whereas there's 100 other people involved in making a show like The Imperfects. And if you ruin one little thing, we'd have these huge setup shots where there'd be an explosion happen and blah, blah. And if I get that one line at the end wrong, it's like a 2-hour setup again.
But
to re-explode everything
But
again.
on the flip side, as you mentioned, Rhys, that you get it right, you nail it, and then the sound guy just misses it.
Or a plane flies over.
Let's do it again.
And you can't be hungover. I can be hungover at work if I want to be.
Everyone should go to Netflix and check out The Imperfects and just, get some interest in it again so we can get a season 2. I was invested. I liked it, Rhys. I really liked it. So.
I loved it. It was huge in Brazil, strangely. I've gotten a lot of fan art from, South America.
You're a super big deal in Brazil.
I'll do my huge tour in Brazil. I just want to, you know what, all I want to do, it's the only job I'll ever probably have that I can do. I want to just do a convention. That's all I want in my life.
Sure.
I want to sit with way too many signed pictures of my face that no one wants, and just sit there alone while
and charge $20 a pop for them.
The Imperfects is like a thing that would be at Supernova or Comic Con.
Could be.
Yeah.
So surely. Because one of the other, I love we're just talking about The Imperfects so much.
Yes.
Because I love to do it. So Italia Ricci, one of the other stars in the show, who is one of those people. She became kind of my best mate on the show and got me through it because I'd never acted in a TV show before, and she really looked after me. She's one of those actors that is in everything. Those actors that you're who is that? And then you realise they are in everything. Yeah. Those people make so much money, guys. Oh my God. Because she's in Designated Survivor. She was
love that show.
She met her current husband on the set of American Pie 8 or something. But she's incredible, and she's she's such a good actor, and is so happy just doing the work. She doesn't want to be super famous. She doesn't want to be. She has a kid. She has a family. She just wants a nice life and goes to work for a few months a year and works really hard.
I never thought about the in everything actors.
Yeah.
Wow. Just those sort of third-tier characters that pop up all over the place.
It's when you look at Succession, it is every single one of those characters. I don't know if you guys watched the TV show Succession. It's all they're all those people. Every character actor in Hollywood, I feel is in that show.
We've got a guy that works here who looks like Cousin Greg from Succession. His name's Harry. He's pushing the buttons.
He's a cold drink of water. Yeah.
See, I find Greg kind of hot.
Well, you'll find Harry hot.
Harry, turn around and look at your camera.
Hello.
No, look at the the camera people know that.
Oh, yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
He's a tall drink of water, Harry.
I reckon, no spoil, but I reckon Greg's going to end up with the company. That's my.
I
reckon that's what's
know.
gonna happen.
Something weird's going to happen there. I still don't get how Shiv and Tom are together, though. I don't get how that was ever a formation of a couple. Do you not get that?
Yeah. No, but we've all been with someone that,
that mystifies
there's a
everybody.
reason you're with them and there's no other reason.
We should do that as a topic.
Yeah. Call in. Who have you slept with that was really good but terrible outside of the bedroom?
Now you're talking. Don't take our jobs. Rhys is Rhys Nicholson's show this Saturday night at Astor. Tickets from rhysnicholson.com. It's a pleasure catching up with you. Yeah.
So good to see you guys. And yeah, I know we're going, but like I genuinely love performing at the Astor. Like it's such an incredible venue.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And I can't wait to come over. I
Good
love
on
it.
you, Rhys.
Well,
Rhys,
Chris, can't
you're
wait
great.
to have you.
I know.
Thanks, Rhys.
Bye.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Now, my cousin Meg is in town at the moment. Her
Meg.
and her partner Pete are doing something amazing. They've taken a couple of years off. They've bought a caravan. They're going to travel around Australia.
Amazing.
You know what? When you go up north
Yes.
in particular, you run into people like this, and it
I've
makes
got
you so
friends doing
jealous.
it now,
Yeah,
and they're at Carragini, and they are loving life. They're from Victoria. They're loving life.
So they're yet to set off on their trip. Meg's just over here for a quick visit before she flies back over to Melbourne. And then when Pete
Oh,
comes
is
back
she
from
doing the
UK.
recce mission, is she?
Yeah, or she's just over here, like seeing everyone before they start on their big mission. So in November the 1st, she's going to be in Esperance.
Right.
And she's going to stay there for about 6 weeks.
Oh,
So-
that's a long time.
Yeah, so I said, well, maybe during that time, because we're not on break yet, I said, but maybe during that time I can
Swing down?
I can send Mum and Dad to
Oh, okay, yeah,
go
good
and see
idea.
you in Esperance. So I was talking to Mum and Dad about flying them there, and Dad said, no, if we go to Esperance, we'll end up driving. And then he goes, but we'll just spend the night in Albany. Anyway, so I was telling my mate
That's not on the
Popey-
way to Esperance.
Yeah,
I can tell you. That's not the way to Esperance.
So I was telling Popey about it, and then Popey goes, why are they going Albany way? Which you can go Albany way, but why are you going Albany way? It puts so much longer time on there. And I said, I don't know, I think it's just the way they prefer. And he goes, well, they should really go through Hayden. He said that cuts,
It's the
so
shortest
much time
way.
off there.
So instead
And
of going
and you
4.5 hours to Albany and then another 5 hours
Yeah.
to Esperance, it would be seven and a half hours total. if
and
you
there's
went
less
via
trucks
Hayden.
as well, apparently. Popey
Yeah.
was saying.
It depends on the time of year.
Yeah,
but
well, he
yes.
drives it all the time, so Popey reckons there's way
If it's
less
harvest,
trucks.
there's lots of grain trucks on those roads.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I just said to him, well, where would they stay in Hayden? Because Popey goes, he stays in Hayden. He goes, oh, there's some accommodation there. So then I just started Googling the accommodation. It's like, there's 4 places at best.
Because people go out there purely to go to Wave Rock.
Yeah.
Oh, they do. Yeah, I know.
That's it.
Oh.
Anyway, so I was like, wonder what the accommodation at Hayden is like. I'm not going to name any businesses right now, but I have
But there's only
Googled
4
one
of them.
Yes, that's one of 4. But and look, it's not surprising, but I do think it's funny. This is the bedroom in one of the places that they have advertised.
So
Now,
this is the... Okay.
It's now 80.
It's a twin room.
Yeah, imagine 80s pipeline single beds, right? So
Yes.
that's the beds, and then there's like an old bedside drawer in between them, like a desk lamp from the 70s, I think. Big, heavy calico drapes. Just a plain brown brick wall.
That's the sort of brick wall that your hair would get caught on.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, Natalie.
And so luckily there's a bed... No, there's no bed head.
No bed head.
No, there's
That-
just
that
a
room would be
bare...
freezing.
A
Yeah.
strange
That
little
brick.
white pillow.
The white pillow looks like it's 400 years old.
It's
It has
lumpy.
no fluff in it at all, and it's like 2 sad doonas over there. And I just started laughing. Popey goes, what? And I started explaining it to him, the bedroom. And then I said, do you know what's amazing? Is that this business isn't even trying. They've gone, we're going to take a photo to put it online. Not even one person in that scenario has gone, do you want to fluff the pillow up a bit?
No.
And
also, I
Should we
think they
change the
took the
bedspreads?
photos in 1974.
Yes.
That's what it looks like. And at the time, that was probably cutting edge. And they just thought, we don't need to change those.
It's amazing. And I was just saying to him, mate, it must be such a great experience or such a great situation to be in, to be a business that doesn't need to try.
Yes.
Because you're one of 4 places where people can stay.
Yeah.
If you're in a business and you're in a small country town and no one else has got any options, I'm not
Why
saying this
try?
happens all the time.
Yes.
Who
Why
cares?
would you ever buy new bedspreads for the beds?
Yeah.
Why would you ever buy a pillow? You've had that one for 50 years. You'll keep it for another 50. People have to stay here.
That pillow's got some stories to tell.
Yeah.
Well, what about that place that your parents stayed at in Kalgoorlie, where because Kalgoorlie is
Hilarious.
booked out all the time?
Yeah, so the taps weren't working, the plumbing wasn't working, all that sort of stuff. So Dad, as a point, went to the office and said, "Excuse me, do you have any tools or anything, because the plumbing's not working?" And instead of saying, "Oh no, sir, so sorry, we'll get someone onto that for you," they said, "Yeah, there's some tools at the back."
Do it yourself?
So Dad had to go and get the tools and fix it himself because they don't care. This is another place, I'm not going to name it. It's here in Perth. It's up in the northern suburbs. It's a Chinese takeaway place in a food hall sort of situation.
Okay.
And me and Mum go, we
around?
went there once, and this is how we discovered it. But ever since, we've gone back just to see if they've taken care of the situation, and they haven't. We call it the Dirty Till Chinese because the register at the front is so filthy. It has got it's one of those ones where you could scratch it off with your fingernails.
So it's accumulated grime.
Accumulated grime. It is brown and dirty and various stains on it. And we're just going, if that's the register at the front of the counter,
what's
what is
out the
happening
back?
to the back?
Doesn't bear thinking about.
But they
does
don't
it?
even care.
I know.
They don't care.
I used to live around the corner from a deli that's no longer there, unfortunately. But they used to their shelf displays. They would say maybe how it was like an Italian deli, and they would say, for example, tins of tin tomatoes, right?
Yep.
They would get the box.
Yep.
Put it on the shelf,
Rip it,
and rip the front of it.
They don't
so
care.
then you just go in and they didn't care. And then there was a display of emu oil on one end of the shelf, and that I reckon had been there for 35 years because the dust on it.
Yeah.
Nobody had bought emu oil in 35 years, and no
that's
one was
true.
going to. I've never seen a dustier display in all my life. They didn't care.
This is what we want to talk about. 13 24 10. Businesses that don't care and your experiences with them, whether it be accommodation, it could be food, it could be a corner deli. The common thing is they don't care. We're going to give somebody $300 to spend at the Herdsman Market where they do care.
Oh, do they ever?
Oh, they care deep like a river. Bouquets, hampers, homemade chocolates. The Herdsman Market has you sorted this Mother's Day.
All right, have you frequented a business that just appears to not care at all? Matt's in Alkimos. Morning, Matt.
Morning.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Oh, Matt. Now, have you got a business that you went, oh, hang on, they're just not trying?
It's been a business for a long, long time in my hometown back in Ireland.
Yeah.
The guy goes out the back, puts the coal and the firewood on the fire, comes out, and you order some pick and mix sweets or lollies, and he picks them up with his dirty hands that are full of coal and puts them into the bag for you, and off you go. But everybody still goes into them every single day.
Does it give it a nice taste or something? The added coal and
Is
dirty
there
hands?
literally nowhere else to shop? What's going on?
This store is just in the centre of the town. It's been around for as long as my parents were younger, so everybody just goes in and out, and he still does not clean his hands before he does his pick and mix for you.
Oh,
You just
my
want to
wife
give
would
him
never go
a
in
whole
there.
lot of hand sanitizer, wouldn't you?
You know what I love is that everyone in the community has just accepted this.
Yeah, that's right. That if you want lollies...
If you want lollies, then
That's the
they're
price
going to
you
be
pay.
delivered in this man's grubby hands. Mate.
I mean, it'd be enough to put you off,
Build your
wouldn't it?
immune system over time.
Oh, good on you, Maddie. Thank you. Pep, hello.
Hi, guys. How you going?
Good, Pep.
Good, Pep. Okay, have you encountered a business that appears to not be trying?
Look, my poor son and his partner were up north looking after a cattle station, 48 degrees in across from Port Hedland.
Yep.
Took them 4 hours to drive in. We found the only room available on the long weekend, which cost them $480.
Oh!
Walked in, very similar to what you were describing before, and as he went in to turn the tap, the shower head fell off, came out the wall. The taps were dripping. Water was all over the floor. He didn't want to say a word to his lady, so he sent her out to look for some food while he ran to Bunnings down the road. Came back and fixed it with his own tools.
Oh, he fixed it himself. And he had to go and buy the parts to do that.
He bought the parts, didn't tell her.
Which
She
is
was just
easier.
like, what have you been up to?
There's a
And
Bunnings
he's
in
sweating.
Port Hedland.
Of course there is. You can get
No, I
places
didn't know that.
everywhere.
Port Hedland, mate. That blows me away.
That's what you're taking from that story. Did you think it was more of a Mitre 10 town, did you?
I thought so. Definitely not a Masters. But
It's a home hardware. Oh, thank you, Pep. That's exactly what we're talking about, everybody.
Both of them. We are talking about the most untrying businesses that don't seem to care, and nothing that you say will make them try.
No, that's right. Hello, Barbie.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Barbie.
What sort of business did you encounter? Tell us about it.
Okay, so we wanted to get ourselves a lotto ticket. We were feeling a bit lucky, and we had a look to see who would be open. We Googled to see who's still open, went to a news agency, and they were not open. And feeling disappointed, and then also having to rush to find somewhere else,
Yes.
I left a Google review just saying, I can't comment on the service because we didn't get any because it wasn't open when it was advertised as being open.
Oh, Barbie, that's a bit of a barb.
Hurtful, Barbie.
Barbie, I've never met anyone that's left a Google review, so
No.
I am excited about this.
Well, 2.5 weeks later, late on a Saturday night, I got a reply from the owner that said, "Screw you, we don't need you."
They don't
Consequently,
care.
I haven't been there. I've never shopped there. I have never shopped there
Well, they're
because
not
I've
trying.
never been there before.
And you know how they're still open? Because they don't need you.
I know. Do you know, sometimes I just stand there and look at it.
And refuse to go in.
I do. I thought I might go in, pick up a whole heap of stuff and then walk out and say, "Oh, screw you, I don't need you." I didn't. I don't. I'm not that person.
You want to
I
be
just
like in
shop
Pretty
elsewhere.
Woman, go back with all your
God.
a whole lot of
Purchases,
magazines
yeah.
that you bought somewhere else and say, big mistake, huge. That's what you want to do.
Good, Barbie.
Brilliant work. Thanks, Barbie. Kylie, hello.
Yeah, hey.
Morning,
All right,
Kylie.
Kylie, have you encountered a business that doesn't care?
Oh, yeah. I was down at Frio Market, one of the markets down there in the food court area.
Yep.
And back in the day before you were staring into your mobile phone, I was just waiting for someone looking around, observing everything.
Yeah.
And I see the kebab shop guy, he's run out of meat, so out the back he goes, comes back out with a new big stick, kind of, the slab of meat that they put on the rotisserie there.
Yeah.
On the way back, his phone rings, so he's got to take the call, right?
Yeah.
Where else does he chuck the big slab of meat but on top of one of the rubbish bins? I know it was not plastic wrap, it wasn't covered in anything, just this raw chunk of meat straight on top of the bin, takes his call, and then finishes up and toddles back over and puts it up ready for lunch.
Oh, no!
Kylie. Oh, that's an absolute cracker. Oh, that's so good.
No amount of garlic sauce is going to kill that.
Believe my eyes.
You know what? No one would have known.
No, he's about to cook it for, I don't know, they cook those things for ages.
But it's brilliant.
Yeah.
And I love that, in fact, that he did not care who was watching him do it.
No, didn't even think twice about his raw meat on the bin.
Can I just say, I loved every one of those
Yes,
businesses.
so good.
Every one of them.
And everybody that we just spoke to is now in the running for Nova's 10K a day in May. They could get a call back this afternoon from Ricky, Lee, Tim and Joel with some good news.
Yeah, absolutely. $300 to spend at the Herdsman Market. Bouquets, hampers and homemade chocolate. The Herdsman Market has you all sorted this Mother's Day. Great calls all around, as Nathan said. I'm going to give it to Barbie.
Barbie. Screw you, Barbie.
Screw you, Barbie.
Hey, that's a lot of lotto tickets.
We don't need you, Barbie.
Yeah,
oh, wait, we do. We really do. We really
Don't
do,
go anywhere,
Barbie.
Barbie.
Never leave us, Barbie. Never leave us.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.